Hello and welcome back to Wild Sun Art Studio. My name is Robinson. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, please share this video. And this is kind of a fun special video. It is definitely a sharing video. This is my junk journal made out of junk food paper. This is a challenge put forth by Pam from the Paper Outpost. Pam, thank you very much. I hope that I hashtag the craziness out of this thing so that you will see this. This was a lot of fun to make. And this is my challenge video for you to do this book. So I forgot to do this ahead of time. The what am I trying to say? The way that I made that book is I took a enormous brown paper bag and, like a grocery store bag, and I cut the bottom off, and I got this piece of paper that's 32 inches across and 16 inches down, something like that. It's huge, and you can't see that on the video. So I'm doing this construction just to show you the construction with a piece of office paper, so you'll know. So this way, there's 1, 2, 3 folds, and then you fold it hot dog way, and there's just one fold. So you've got this kind of grid thing set up. The way that I cut is a T cut. So there's a cross and down, and you see that makes it T, capital T, not a cup of tea. Even though it's supposed to be about junk food. But a cup of tea, let's all be British or something. Can't possibly be junk food. So, see, we've got that. And we've got the doors, kind of. So you open the doors. There's the heart. Okay, open the door, and you fold it front ways, and then you fold it backwards, so you don't, that would be making, like a spiral or something. We don't want that. So you fold it backwards, and then you accordion fold it like this, and then you fold it backwards again, so we're not making a spiral, and then you close that last door, and you have a lovely book that has 5 pages, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, these two look like they could be 2 pages. I'll link the video that shows you how to do this. But anyway, you glue down here and the bottom, and then that makes that into a pocket. And then on this page, you glue the spine and the bottom, and it makes a pocket in there. And then this one's again spine and bottom, and you get a pocket, these pockets. So that's the construction, and I'll link that so it's a better job. That's the construction of this book. Now, this book was made out of a ginormous grocery bag, so this is obviously way bigger than this. So the base of the book, and there's the pocket and stuff, but we don't want to show that ahead of time. So the cover had the printing of the store on it, and I didn't want to see the great big red letters. So I got a shipment from Thrive Market. It's not kind of the worst junk food in the world. They have these little perforated edges. I meant to bring that over. Hold on. when Thrive Market sends you stuff, they send it all packed and padded with things that look like this. But if you undo these papers, there are two papers kind of glued together. You very gently, not like I just did making a hole, you pull them all apart and then you iron the paper and you end up with a lovely big, albeit perforated paper, but it's a big paper to play with and have fun. So I played and I had fun. So I covered up the page that had the part of the cover that had the red printing that I didn't want. And then I took another square of that paper and I did a paper cut frame. And I'm really hoping that, yeah, you can see that. So that's the front cover. I had some leftover pieces, I think, of another bag, and I did a little woven pocket thing here, and then I glued that into the book. I made a weaving, and then I cut off the edges to make it pretty, and stuck that into the book. And here are just some pages that could be used as journaling papers or further shenanigans in one's journal. Shenanigans in a journal being a good thing. Here is a belly band, and I hope you can see I got fringe right here. This is the tea box of Thrive Market tea. See, it's not junk food. Really, it isn't. And then I took some papers, and this is I tore the perforations, and I got these long strips of paper. So I folded them in half, and then I stitched them together, and I left all the lovely little fluffies on the edge. And I sewed the lines so you could have a nice journaling page. So this goes in the belly band right there. I did a belly band because Pam did a belly band in her book. Pam, in your book. So I did that too. I tried to sort of copy you as much as I could. I didn't use any rubber stamps. I could have, but I didn't. But you had a belly band, and so I wanted to use belly band. And you had a notebook, so I wanted to make a notebook too. So I stacked a bunch of these papers together, all carefully ironed for one's writing pleasure. And this is the cardboard from one of the cracker boxes. Okay, yes, we're definitely edging into junk food now. And I backed it with another one of these scrunched up papers. And I just tied, I made a video, I can't remember which one, but recently, I think it was a part of the giveaway journal where I showed you how to make all the little books. And I talked about ways to fasten a notebook. And by the way, Pam, you will remember you had a notebook thing. Yours was you called it it was in the back of your book. You called it a tearaway or something. And the papers were all like little bits and treasures of papers that you had on your desk from your junk food bags. Anyway, you can staple a notebook like this. You can use brads. You can tie it together. There are lots of ways of connecting. I just want to put that out there in the world. Lots of ways of connecting. So, notebook. So this notebook goes in one of the pockets right there. Then we turn the page. I also doubled over some papers and sewed around in a circle. And yes, I traced the circle first because, I mean, it still came out wonky, but this one came out pretty well. I mean, we're machine sewing on paper, so it's not going to be perfect. Anyway, so these are little journaling cards or coasters, whichever one you need. And this is cardboard from, must have been from another cracker box or some kind of box. So I made 2 sizes of circles. There's that. Then I made another little notebook, and you'll see that this one is stapled and kind of stapled crookedly, maybe, or maybe not. Anyway, so this is just lots and lots of papers, and I took the back, I don't know, 3 or 4 pages and put it through the belly band right there. So this little notebook could come with a person on her or his travels. So yes, Pam made some pockets in her book, and she had cards with, if I'm recalling correctly, some unusual shapes. It followed the French fry box, I think. I haven't seen your... Anyway, I can't quite remember. This is some of these carefully ironed papers, and I did a sewing pamphlet stitch on them. So this book is another book you can take out of the journal, and you know, you could fold it up or cram it in a pocket and it would still be fine. And yes, there's a little tear. We could put some fake washi tape there if I had any, but that is not available to my eyes at this very minute. So that's the top pocket. Now, hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. The next page is super cool. Let's make sure it comes out right in the middle. This is the inside of, I'm pretty sure it's a potato chip bag. And it was supposed to be like all natural potato chips or whatever. Yeah, I mean, who's kidding who, right? So this is basically a snowflake. I have lots of lessons on my channel about how to do paper cuts. This was a big one, and it was done with really shiny, slippery paper. I had all these little mini elephant clips all around the edges because it just wouldn't stay in position. So I did pretty well. You know, the sizes all kind of match each other. So yay, it was a success. This is the inside. The insides of potato chip bags often have this really cool plastic papery stuff. And you could like cover a journal with it. You could, there's no end. You can sew through this. I've done that too. Yes, I made a hat once out of the inside of a paper potato chip bag. Really, I did. I was living in California, if that helps, but I did. This is a matchbook book, and I meant to bring this paper over to, hold on. One of the other ways that Thrive Market wraps, well, they wrap the glass bottles in this wonderful paper. See how it's, well, it comes apart and you get this really fun netting stuff. But if you pull it side to side and then iron it, you get kind of a flat piece of paper again. And, whoops, sorry. And that's the cover of this book. And I put acrylic medium, gloss medium, on top. And I think I wish I had matte medium because this is a little sticky and shiny. But you can get this out of the book because this is another belly band with cardboard. And we have a lovely matchbook journal, which you can, again, take out of the journal and, put in your purse or your backpack and wander around through the world. See if I can do this. So there. And we put it back in. Ta-da! And the cardboard on back of this was another one of the cracker boxes. And in this pocket, we have more journaling cards. So here's one. And I used some lace because, Pam, you had a little piece of denim and you had a little piece of fabric that had the fringe, by the way. That's why I had fringe right here, because you had a little side end of a piece of cloth that had the threads coming off like fringe. So I figured fringe was okay in the book. Didn't all have to be junk stuff. So yes, this is not junk lace. This is brand new stuff I bought. But I sewed some lines for journaling, and of course you can use the front or the back. And here is a vertical journaling page, and it's kind of stitched here and kind of stitched here, and you could use that as a tuck, but probably not. And then I used a little bit of extra paper because I had some hanging around because I've been sewing paper to paper. So there's a journaling card, and here is a journaling card. And I sewed with whatever was in my machine, and it was black and white thread, white in the bobbin and black on top. And I kind of like how messy and disorganized it looks because we're using junk food, junk paper. So it's supposed to look sort of disorganized, right? So 4 more cards in this pocket. And then, oh yay! We have another pocket right here. I very carefully hand stitched this. Ta-da! I really like how it came out. I inked the edges because you can't tell the difference between the grocery bag and the shipping paper. So we did that. And how are we doing for time? We're all right. And then the back cover has another one of these woven paper pockets. And it has a Jane Austen letterfold hexagon. I'm not really sure how to look up letterfolds, but I think if you throw Jane Austen and letterfold in the top search bar, you'd get this and a whole lot of other very fun ways to fold paper. So this is a single sheet of paper, and I will tell you that I started with, so there are 3 long sections here. I cut off one of them. So I started off with 2 sections, and I can do a quick how-to. So, here's the paper, right? And my paper already had the perforations down the middle. But anyway, you take a piece of office paper. You can basically start out with any rectangle of paper. I don't think it has to be a particular this to that ratio. I think you can basically start out with anything. I know this works with office paper. I'm American Imperial, and I'm fairly, because it works with this, it'll work with A4 too. So you fold your paper in half, and then you fold this half in half and that half in half. And the first fold is, you keep one, we're going to fold a triangle, and we put one point of the triangle right here, and the other one has to match up with the center. Yes, I pre-folded this so that I would know where I was going. And then, actually, this was supposed to be unfolded. So one corner is this first vertical fold right there, and the other corner has to match up with this center fold. See how that's the center fold? So like that. And then you fold this corner right here down so it will meet right there in the middle. See, and we're beginning to get these little triangles that make up the hexagram. And then we're going to take this fold and fold it back into the center again, like that. So you've got this kind of arrow piece going. Then we're going to take this long side here and fold it up so that, here, let's set our paper up like this. We've got the point going off to the left. And we want to bring this side so that it aligns down the what's going to be the middle of our letter fold. And so we fold it up like that. Pretty cool. So now we've got 3 folds. 1, 2, 3. Then I think we fold this in half, giving us an instant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we kind of have the 6th triangle, except we've got this long tail. So what we're going to do is fold this and tuck it under. Now, here's where the differences in original size of papers. You'll either have a little tiny bit to fold up and in, or you'll have too much. So just fold that under. So it, see how this corner doesn't really fit? So I just folded it under, and I'm going to tuck that in there. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, this is supposed to go backwards. Sorry. See how when I folded it to the top, we lost that definition of this triangle right here? So we have to fold this backwards. Matching up the line here. And now we can tuck that in. Ta-da! And then I went over it like a whole bunch of times. Why is this? See, this one's more tucked in than this. Oh no, I'm making a video and I don't know what my instructions are. I don't know why that's not working. No, that's not where it stops and starts. Oh, I feel so sad. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go find, I think my friend Amy did this, and I'm going to go find her instructions and link you over. No, it does go over the top. So how come? Oh, because it goes under. It goes under there. That's what it is. All right, I'll link you to somebody else's video about this letterfold because I kind of mashed that up. Anyway, so, yes. We can pretend that was sort of normal. I now have 2 letter folds to do front and back. To tuck in there. And then the back has another pretty paper cut. I think this one came out so beautifully. And I used quite a lot of inker, with my dauber. And glued that on, and you still kind of can't see it. But anyway, Pam, thank you very much for your challenge. I mostly met it, and I had a lot of fun figuring this out. I spent days planning all the things you can do with brown paper, which it turns out are quite a lot. So I'm going to open this up, and we're going to have shiny, shiny. May you, even if you mess up, even if we mess up, may we all spend lots of time, may we be blessed by spending lots of time experimenting like mad in our studios, because it's really fun, and there's always another video to show you what you messed up, how you messed up, and how to fix it, and it all works out in the end. And it's really fun, and it makes us really smart, and it calms oddly. Being able to figure things out in paper helps us know we can figure things out in real life. That sounds optimistic for me in my life right now, but I'm going to go with that blessing. May we all figure stuff out by having so much fun in our studio. All right, have a good day. Bye.